guys, what's going on? So I thought I'd bring you guys along with me while I go and return some products to Ulta and pick up something else. I do have my directions on, so you may hear a little bit, but not a lot. It's not too loud. I just need to see. So anyway, I cut this wig. Well, I didn't cut it, but I got the wig cut. One of the girls in the crush pad cuts hair, so she cut this into a bob. I normally curl it, but it's my day off. I have 4 days off, so I'm not gonna pick up. I'm relaxed because next month it's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be crazy. So anyway, I wanted to come and give you guys a scenario of like scheduling and picking up trips and trading and just overall about how to not put yourself in a situation where it's just like not a good situation. I don't know how to say it, but basically that's what we're gonna do. So thank you guys for visiting. Give me a reason. You guys know I love to come and try to give you guys a scoop. There's my airline landing. Hi. I just love to see our planes land. But anyway, so I thought it'd be really good to talk about this while I'm on my way over there, because it's like a 20-minute drive. It shouldn't be that far, but it's 6 o'clock, so traffic is still bad. But anyway, so what we're going to talk about is like scheduling and things like that, because I had a scenario happen to me when I was trying to trip and trade out of my trips and do trip trade. So it's different with every airline. Some airlines allow you to drop your trip, some airlines you have to trade it. Our airline, you can trade, but with certain trips you have to break it down to like basically a turn or get rid of it. So basically if I have a 3-day, I can break it down to a 2-day, down to a 1-day, especially if I need a certain day off, and then I can get rid of it. So basically, let me give you the two components of how scheduling works before I can give you the scenario, so you guys will not be lost. I'm trying to contain my road rage. But basically what happens is our company has 2 times that they're bidding, and basically the bidding is for primary and secondary bidding. Primary bidding is for, you know, people who know they have lines, but everybody bids. If you're on probation, you can bid just to test it, but on probation you're just going to get reserve. There's like no way around that. You have to do reserve for 6 months. So basically everybody who's not on reserve, they bid. Even though we alternate reserve line, unless you've been here for a long time, you automatically get a line. Either or, you go back and forth. So when you're bidding for primary bidding, you're bidding your dream bid, like you're bidding days that you want. If you want a holiday, if you want certain, you know, weekends, you don't want to work weekends, you just only want to work weekdays, if you only want to work turns. So all of these options, multiple options, okay, so many like scenarios. And so after that bidding is done, on the 1st, the lines are published, and then after the lines are published, they give you a couple of days to protest it. Like if something's not right, if you have more seniority than somebody else and you bid something, and some, you know, people, they fight for things. Like it's not like, oh my god, you just being petty. No, if you have that seniority, you earn seniority, you have the right to fight for what your seniority offers. You know, sometimes people don't understand seniority, but seniority means a lot, because when people get mad, you got to throw. I have seniority. I've been here for a long time. I've worked and I've done my time to get the things that I'm, you know, to reap from my benefits of me being here. So after you finish bidding, you basically have some time to protest your bid. Once that's done, they give you a couple of days, and then they start secondary bidding. And secondary bidding is if you bid, then you see that you have to work reserve, so you know for a fact you're going to be on reserve, so you bid reserve. So you do the same thing. You dream bid. You know, if you don't want to work reserve only on the, you know, weekends, you bid for weekdays off. Either or, vice versa, all types of scenarios. So of course they do the same thing with primary. They publish the lines. After the lines are published, then you're able to protest it. And after you protest it, then they give you time to they clear it up. After the protest ends and everything is squared away, then they give you a couple of days to see what you want to change, because on the 19th you're able to change a lot of your reserves, pick up reserves, alter your board, trade out with somebody else, swap your whole line, especially if you're on reserve. And or on the 20th, that's when everybody, it's like dog eat dog. It's like freaking a big thing of scraps, and it's a million dogs, and everybody's trying to get it because you're trying to alter your schedule. So they have that one day. So basically I needed I was picking up some reserves, but I couldn't pick it up, and I'm going to get into the whole scenario because I just went from that to this. So the scenario is, I chose to pick up two reserve blocks from a young lady that I flew with. So we had an agreement, everything was fine, but when I got my line, I couldn't pick up her reserve blocks because a lot of my trips that I bid for evening, I end up getting morning trips. I got the same Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I just got all mornings, and normally I get like in the afternoons. Now if I would have gotten in the afternoons, I would have been fine. But since the reserve blocks, the ready reserve blocks are from 3 o'clock in the morning to midnight, I couldn't pick up her reserve blocks because my trips started at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I didn't have adequate enough rest per FAA. So when I went in and tried to trade out, I realized, oh Lord, I can't pick them up. I have to find a trip that shows later, like about 10 o'clock, not 9:45, 10 o'clock in the morning, so that I'm able to have enough rest to pick up these reserve blocks. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait till the 20th. Then I'm like, no, I'm on reserve, and I don't want to be on reserve on a flight and I can't get to a computer, and then I'm screwed, and then I can't, you know, because I can't switch out the days if I'm on reserve and I'm on a trip. So I was like, you know what, let me try and see if I can pick up some trips later on and see if anybody wants to trade out. So of course I found a couple of people on that particular day asking to go to asking for a morning trip, which is what I had, and I needed the afternoon trip, so they wanted something where it's commutable. So and or they wanted a morning trip so they're able to commute home. So I'm like, okay, that's perfect. So I wrote a couple of people, and what I did was I screenshot my trips. I'm like, hey, this is a trip I want to trade. Now everybody don't do that because people feel like, okay, your employee number is there, your name is there, just go look at my board, basically. Some people just post a trip and let you select, you know, click on the trip and look at the trip. But I'm like, no, I want people to see what they're getting. I don't want to trick anybody, so let me just do it like this. So I go in and I screenshot the trip that I'm trying to trade. You know, hey, this is my morning trip. You say you want something in the morning. I need afternoons. Do you want to trade? My first trade went fine. A guy got it. Trade fine. Everything good. I'm great. So he was asking me about a different trip. And it was one of the trips that I had on the first. And he wanted to trade into that trip. But I'm like, he was like, do you have a trip on this day? And is it a morning trip? Do you want to trade that as well? And I'm like, yeah, but let me see. I had already promised that to somebody, and plus the trip wasn't a bad trip. It was a really nice New Orleans layover. It had some really nice layovers, so I'm like, I might suffer that morning and do this layover. So I was like, give me a minute, you know, I don't know if I want to trade out of that trip because it's actually a good trip. He said okay. So I wrote a couple more people for the next trip that I need to trade out so I can pick up this second reserve block. So I screenshot that trip so he can look at it. He was like, well, could I see the trip anyway? So if you do happen to change your mind, I would like to look at it if I trade with you. I'm like, absolutely. So I screenshot the trip and I sent it to him. Now, mind you, we're not trading it. He just wanted to see if he wanted, if I decide to give it to him. I was like, okay, perfect. I show him the trip, I screenshot it, give it to him. Everything's fine. Then, I'm talking to multiple people because I see multiple people want to trade into morning trips. So I wrote this girl and I was like, hey, you know, I see that you want to, you know, an earlier trip, so you want to commute. If so, I have this trip. Do you want it? So she wrote back, yes, I would love that trip. Now, mind you, throughout all of this time, 1, my screen is not restricted. 2, you can see my board. And 3, people normally verify what they're trading into before they trade into it, or they look at what you're asking them to trade because they don't want to be screwed. So mind you, this is my first time ever trading with someone. Okay, I've never traded. I always picked up, and or I waited till the 20th, and or I kept my line and just traded into other trips from open time, not from someone. So I sent her the trip. She was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Well, she ended up going in and doing something wrong. It was like a misunderstanding. She didn't have it right. I didn't have it right. I wasn't putting it in. She had to put a pin and all this other stuff. Now, mind you, while we're doing all of this, she has the opportunity to look at my line. My board is not restricted. Now, me, I don't pick up any trips that has boards that's restricted unless I know you. If I know you, I pick up your trips. But if you ask me to pick up a trip and it's a really hectic trip, I'm not picking it up if your board is restricted because your board restricted. Like, no. Why? I'm not, I mean, some people say, well, I don't want people looking at my board, but it doesn't matter. because they could look at somebody else's trip and see your, like, whatever. But anyway, so I go there and I send her the trip. She writes me back, you know, we get that squared away. Mind you, she can see my board, and before any one of us try to trade out of the trip, we can see the system allow us. It writes this long transcript of, hey, this is the trip you're giving up, this is the trip you traded with this person, this is the employee number, all of this. Traded, no problem. An hour later, she writes me and says, hey, the trip that we're trading out of, that we traded, wasn't a trip that you screenshot on the text. So I'm like, oh shit, really? Oh my god. Like, I started freaking out because, mind you, this is my first time trading with someone. I've never traded with someone, like I said. So I'm like, I start feeling bad, like, oh crap, like, what can I do? Like, I need to fix this because my name, you know, my name is online. I'm very, y'all know, I am serious about my name and my reputation. So I'm like, oh my crap, oh, like, what are we gonna do? I said, can we call crew scheduling? Like, you can look at my number and tell that I'm new, and also you can tell if I'm asking you, can I call crew scheduling? I gotta be new, okay? Because a lot of people don't call crew scheduling because there's really nothing crew scheduling can do. But I'm thinking maybe they can, since it was like, it's not like it's the next day. So she was like, no, we can't call crew scheduling. So I was like, now mind you, in an hour, I've picked up those reserve blocks, I've picked up other things, I've done other things with my board for later the next night. No, was it? Yeah, for later that night, so I can trade into different trips. So she was like, well, no, just give, only thing you can do is give that person a reserve block. Because I told her, I said, hey, I just put up a reserve block, so I can't trade back into that trip because I'm illegal now. So she was like, well, just give the reserve block back. So of course I almost like wrote, like, are you, like, let's not play stupid, like, we can't do that. But I'm like, no, and I looked at her number, so she's not new, so she know better, okay? Once somebody give you their reserve back, and it's all, once someone gives you their reserve block and it's off their board, they're not answering your text message. Like, it's over, that's dead in the water, belly up, flush the fish, like, it's done, okay? So I'm like, yeah, homegirl not answering her phone. Like, I don't know what to do. So then I screenshot my board. Like, y'all, I'm serious. Like, I felt so bad. So I screenshot my board. I'm like, hey, you know, here is my board. These are the trips that I want. The trip that you want, that I screenshot that by mistake. I was talking to other people. I said, I have proof that I wasn't only talking to you. This is my first time. I said, if you look at my schedule, because you got, like, my board is restricted. I said, if you look at my schedule, you see I pick up a lot of reserve blocks. I don't trade with people. I said, so this is my first time doing it. I normally let my crash pad owner help me with my board because I don't know how to do it. I'm not familiar with this, so I'm just familiar with picking things up. So I was like, is there anything on my board that you see that you may want? Because if so, then we could trade out of that, something to make it right, because there's like, these are the options. So she was like, no, I want my trip back. Now mind you, the trip that she gave me is a trip she didn't want the trip, okay? I didn't want the trip I had. She didn't want the trip she had. We wanted different times. Secondly, the trip that both of us had, we could trade out of that trip the day before and or that night. So I write her, say, you know you can trade out this trip. Now that I do, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you know, but you know you can trade out this trip. You don't have to keep this trip, blah, blah. She's like, well, I commute from the city that you told me where you know, of the trip you sent. So, basically, I want that trip back. I'm like, I can't give that, like, you keep repeating yourself, but I done told you 1,000 times, like, I can't give you that trip back. Like, that's not gonna happen. So, here are the options. So I go to her, I'm like, okay, so you can trade out the trip the day before the trip is supposed to start, and or we can get together tonight and I can do, like, we can work together to get rid of the trip, or I can pick up something and I can swap with you and we can just do a whole, like I was just trying to find options. So she was like, no to everything. So then she writes back something like, I need this trip going by 10, please, Tiffany, like, with my name in exclamation marks. Are you yelling? Back up. Are you yelling? Because first of all, who are you talking to? Texting, yelling, screaming, I don't give, first of all, not the one, okay? So I write her back. I'm like, let me explain something to you. I made an honest mistake. I was trying to be sincere. I'm trying to fix it. I'm giving you options. I could be like, screw it, because technically she was supposed to read the script the same way I was supposed to read the script. So it's her fault as well. But it's my fault for me trying to just go above and beyond and be honest. I made a mistake. So don't talk to me like you crazy, because technically I could say, screw you, you should have read, you know, but I did it. So I wrote up like, hold on now. I'm trying to give you options. I need you to tone this down because I'm trying to fix it. Obviously, you know it's an honest mistake because you weren't the only person I was talking to and I sent you the wrong picture. But there are ways that you can find out if, you know, you want this trip. It's not like you had to take this trip. It's not like, you know, you can look at this trip before you swap into it. My board is not restricted. So she didn't say anything else. So then I went to thinking negative. I'm like, wait a minute. She gonna come up with some little plot. First thing came to my mind, but I'm like, no, I don't want to think about people like that. I'm fine. No, because I'm good at judging people. She writes me, she said, well, my friend said that he'll pick up the trip. I said, well, I'm thinking, okay, well, that's fine, that's great. But look, the problem is solved. But he wants so-and-so amount of money. Excuse me? And who gonna pay that? First of all, I'm not gonna pay that amount of money for something we could do for free. That's a negative, okay? Second of all, you can tell me that I can see the money if I'm a dummy. Because you, obviously, when you offer that option of, you know, hey, I got money, you know, you can pay me money to get out this trip. That means you're trying to plot and you're going to take that money and split it. Because you feel like, well, she really want to fix this. Let's get money from it. Wrong. I'm not a dummy, okay? Don't play me, okay? Do not try to play me. So, of course, I wrote her back. I say, first of all, I'm not about to pay for something I can trade for free. And second of all, I'm not going to be hustled for an honest mistake that I made and I'm trying to rectify it. Now, these are your options. And what do you want to do? Because this is all we can do. So then I'm like, well, I said, do you want to get together at 10 o'clock tonight and we try to fix this? So then she was like, I got to work early in the morning. Okay, well, look. I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm over it. Like, by this time, I'm over it. Because this has been going on for hours. Okay? Because I don't know if she was flying or busy, but we weren't talking like back and forth, back and forth. It was like a 45 minutes here, 45 minutes there. Mind you, that's the reason why everything started in the first place, because when I picked up the trip, she waited 45 minutes to respond and say, hey, you gave me the wrong trip. Now, I don't know if she was trying to scam me or what. Girl, listen. Not me pimping, okay? No, we don't play them games. You got the wrong one, okay? So then she got mad. She was like, well, I don't care what you tell us, girl, but you're not gonna play me. You're not gonna try to scam me. You, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Let's not play this game. Let's get past this. I don't know what you want me to do. So I stopped talking to her. She writes me back. Late on the night, she tells me, is that trip, she said, I see that you have a trip on your board for the 1st, which is the original trip that I thought I was supposed to be getting, and I want to trade it to that trip. Can we trade for that trip? Bruh, okay, if y'all been paying attention to me the whole time, did I not ask her, is there's something on my board? Do you want to switch out of this? And plus the trip that you want is still on my board. Would you like the trip switch out of that and we could be even? I could have sworn I said that to her earlier that day. So she was like, do you want to switch? I said, okay, let me see your trip. Because first of all, you're not going to play me. Because now you don't, now when I feel like you try to play me for money, you'll play me off on a trip. So no, I say, let's screenshot your trip the same way I screenshot my trip. And let me see what you're trying to offer me before I say yeah, because I'm over feeling guilty because you try to swindle me. So never, that's dead in the water. Bloop, belly up, bloop, 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 go, okay? She sends me the picture, everything's fine. I said, okay, that's fine. Because I already know I'm going to switch out of it, so I don't care. So I'm like, you know, it is what it is. So we switch out. So I'm like, before I even switch out, I say, are we even? Is this resolved? I don't want any issues. Is this fixed? Or does this suffice you? Are you happy? She said yes. Okay, because I have all these messages. So just in case you want to try to mess up my little name, I'm going to embarrass you. Okay? Embarrass, not embarrass you. I'm gonna make you feel this big, especially when you're trying to mess up my name. Okay? She said fine, that was resolved. Now, let me tell you this. Before you trade with anybody, verify, look it up, anything. Do not screenshot any trips. When you post it, this is what I learned. When people post their trips on our system, they can look up our trips. Now, if we restrict our board, they have a right not to pick up the trips. Because, of course, I'm not picking up nothing that's restricted. Absolutely not. So, just double check what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying double check the picture that I sent her. No. I'm not screenshotting any more pictures. If you want to see the trip that you want to pick up a trade out, just go look at it. Simple as that. I'm not screenshotting anything else. None of that. Now, I'm not saying I would never trade with anyone, but I'm definitely not screenshotting with anyone. Like, I'm definitely not screenshotting my schedule for anybody to look up. They need to look it up like everybody else do. Like, that's it. That's over, because homegirl had me trying to find her address. Okay, especially when she tried to ask me for money. No, ma'am. Okay. So, I mean, and when I say find an address, that's just a figure of speech. Like, you trying to play me, don't play me. Okay. But I just want to give you guys a scenario about that, because people be trying to be slick. Sometimes people know they know you feel bad. They see that you're new by your number, so they try to take advantage of that. I'm new, but I'm not stupid. And I mean, even though I celebrated my year yesterday, woo! I celebrated my year. I'm not stupid. Okay, far from it. Never been. I sit back. I let you think you getting over, but you're not. Okay. So I've been stupid, but I'm not stupid. So I just want to let you guys know, because that's something that needs to be shared. Because when you're new, as a matter of fact, I even had somebody tell me that she allowed a veteran to help work her board, and the veteran used her board to get rid of everything she didn't want on her board, and gave it to the new person. The new person was stuck with it. My thing is, get with somebody and don't give anyone access to your board or access to your schedule. Only thing you need to do is sit with somebody, sit with them, see what they're doing. Don't, okay, huh, girl, you got this. No. Let's sit together. We're gonna be on the phone, or we're gonna sit together in the crew room, or we're gonna meet, or I'm gonna find somebody else that's, and like if I'm sitting reserve, I'm gonna find a supervisor and we're gonna fix this before I let you get access to my schedule and give me some bull crap trips that I gotta work, because you don't play with me. And then she said the lady had audacity to write her back and say, do you want me to help you again next month? Girl. So anyway, I just want to tell you guys that story, because it just needs to be said, and I want to share it. Just double check. Don't give people access to any of your systems. Don't give people access to alter your schedule. You sit down and you try to alter it. You need to learn it, or you sit with somebody and you're there, like you're seeing what they're doing, so you can learn on your own. Because if you don't, people try to play you. And if you gotta pay somebody to fix a problem, then that means it was a scam from the get-go. Now, mind you, even though I sent her the wrong screenshot, that does not mean you're gonna try to make money off of me because I sent you the wrong screenshot, when you had the ability to see what I was offering you from the get-go. Because some people are like, well, to snooze you lose, you should have read. Because technically there's a whole script that's telling you to read before you even trade out my trip. So, or trade out of it or into it. So basically I want to tell you guys that while I was riding here to Utah. And hopefully this is a really good story for you guys. So you guys can kind of learn, and whether either airline, just don't allow somebody to take advantage of you. Just try to learn on your own. Okay? Learn by your mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, but just learn from them. And that's it.